everybody. I'm Satori Shakur. Welcome to Detroit Performs live from Marygrove, where Detroit's talented artists take the stage and share insights into their creations. Today's episode is curated by Great Lakes Chamber Music Festival. They brought concert violinist Tessa Lark, who will perform various pieces from her repertoire. Stay tuned and get ready for Detroit Performs live from Marygrove.
Funding for Detroit Performs is provided by the Fred A. and Barbara M. Erb Family Foundation, Gregory Haynes and Richard Sonenklar, the KRESGE Foundation, the A. Paul and Carol C. Schaap Foundation, the Michigan Arts and Culture Council, the National Endowment for the Arts, and by contributions to your PBS station from viewers like you. Thank you.
Welcome, everybody, to Detroit Performs Live from Marygrove. I'm honored and excited to be sitting here with the president of the Great Lakes Chamber Music Festival, Mr. Maury Oken.
And it's my pleasure to be here too, Satori. It's so nice to finally meet you.
I understand you're the president and founder of Great Lakes Chamber Music Festival.
I will say that I'm certainly the president, but I can't take credit for being the only founder. I was one of a few people who founded it 30 years ago.
And who are they?
There was a pianist by the name of James Tocco, who was a wonderful musician from Detroit originally, went on for a world-class career. And his brother, Tony Tocco, was the reverend, the priest at St. Hugo of the Hills Catholic Church. And so that's, the three of us sort of got things going.
Do you bring different guest artists to the chamber?
We do. We bring probably 30 or 40 different artists every year. We also use a number of the artists who are here in Detroit. Detroit has a long history of being supportive of classical music. So it's one of the interesting things about our festival is that most of the places that people go are on the coasts or they're in the mountains or someplace that are more resortish than Detroit. It's one of the things I'm actually most proud of the festival is it's in Detroit. Mm-hmm. And historically, the places that we model after are in places like La Jolla or Santa Fe or Seattle. And we've been able to do that here because we've been able to bring together a lot of the forces that were here and mix them with people all over the world. So people like coming here because we can really give them a great artistic product. And there's a lovely market here of people who like the music and all kinds of good things happen.
So who is the artist that you brought?
Well, Tessa Lark's an unusual character because she does a lot of things really well. I mean, she's charming and she's a great stage presence and all of that, but more part of her background is in bluegrass. So she has this unusual ability to play great classical music with any of the great artists of the world, but she can also play really great bluegrass.
Tell us where the festival will be happening.
Sure. Well, it's the opening, there's a sort of a soft opening on June 10th in Ann Arbor at the Carytown Concert House, but our big opening is on June 11th at the Seligman Center at Detroit Country Day School.
Thank you, Maury, for being here.
Sure. Thank you for the time.
And now we'll go to the stage and hear Tessa Lark. I know you're excited to see her. Welcome back, everybody, from that breathtaking, awesome, thought-provoking, chill-bumping performance that Tessa Lark gave. Welcome, Tessa.
Thank you. Great to be here.
Oh, my goodness. When did you start putting your fingers on those strings?
Gosh, it's been a while. I started when I was 6.5 years old. I played piano when I started out when I was in diapers. Apparently my parents said that I was picking out tunes that I would hear on the radio, so they knew I loved music. And I wanted to play the piano, but we didn't have a real one. The teacher we found suggested I start in the meantime on the violin, and I declared myself a violinist like 6 months in. Haven't looked back.
And I was wondering, did you do any original pieces in this concert that you gave us?
Yeah, I'm new to composing, so I just put I snuck a little minute of my music. The piece that I wrote and played is called Izai Shuffle because it's based off of motives from the Izai Sonata No. 4, which I also played today. The final movement of that, it starts with this little lick that I use verbatim in the piece. And the idea is that, you know, in maybe an encore setting or in a setting of violinists who definitely are familiar with that Izai sonata, you start it and they'll think, oh, she's playing the Izai, but then very quickly, like 5 notes in, it's a pretty vulgar slide, and I make it clear that this is not Izai. And shuffle is just a term that fiddlers use for a repetitive bowing pattern. And so I use all sorts of different shuffle patterns to take Izai's motive and change it around into a more fiddly style piece.
And what songs did you select for us today and why?
Yeah, I selected Bach's Preludio from his Partita No. 3 in E major. It's one of the first pieces of Bach that I learned. And then the full Izai Sonata No. 4, and finally my piece, Izai Shuffle. I chose these because a couple of them are things that I've actually presented through Great Lakes at some of the festivals, and Great Lakes being so generous in offering all of their artists to sort of share what they feel most comfortable presenting.
So is there a difference between fiddle and violin? It's the same instrument but different styles of music, is that it?
Yeah, I was just thinking of all the different jokes of fiddle versus violin. One is that a violin has strings on it and a fiddle has strings. Or a fiddle burns longer than a violin, and all these, you know, all these things. But yes, it's the same instrument, and it's simply stylistic differences.
What kind of impact do you hope to make with the people listening to your music?
I simply hope in that moment that folks can be transcended from the day-to-day struggles that we all have. And I've noticed, at least from my own observation, that once people have their essentials, their shelter, their food, and a community, the next thing they want is something like music, you know, something to just uplift them. So that's my general hope.
Thank you, Tessa Lark. Extraordinary, extraordinary performance.
Thank you.
And thank you, everybody, for joining us at Detroit Performs Live from Marygrove. See you next week.
Funding for Detroit Performs is provided by the Fred A. and Barbara M. Erb Family Foundation, Gregory Haynes and Richard Sonenklar, the KRESGE Foundation, the A. Paul and Carol C. Schaap Foundation, the Michigan Arts and Culture Council, the National Endowment for the Arts, and by contributions to your PBS station from viewers like you. Thank you.